All right, and we are back for I can't believe I'm saying it, episode 7 already. That is insane. So we are on our 7th episode because of our weird break with Buzzsprout. We have our bye week next week, and then we'll reset our time. So we usually try to go like 3 in a row, take a break for a week, which is going to be good because I'm going to have all the guys down and stuff next weekend anyway.
That's right.
And then we'll be actually in the second week of our new block, right?
Yeah.
Because we just started a new block.
Very exciting.
Yeah. First time back in Breeze for you and stuff since the meet, and first time back in Breeze for me since...
Like 2 months?
It's got to be more than that, yeah, because I was doing raw stuff before I got hurt. So
2.5 months.
Yeah. And all the things that have torn me apart, nothing has made me more whole. Covering the good, the bad, and the shit that keeps us on going. Straight from the head ref's table. I'm your host, Travis Papa Bear Rogers, and you are listening to A Forest of the Trees, a cave podcast. Here with the number one in the gym now. Nothing I can really do about it. Surpassing me in both strength and now probably in podcast likes as well. My co-host, going to be the new host. I'll just switch him around on Buzzsprout when we're done with this. Carl LeMaster, what's up, dude?
What's going on?
So
what's going on with you? What's new?
Nothing new, man. I'm just excited about this block like you are. And I'm excited to talk about this episode since this is something very close to my heart and also should be close to yours since you've helped me with a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
I'd say...
I'm pretty passionate about it.
More so make me passionate about it so I buy the shit you want, right? But today, Carl came up with a great episode. Did you come up with it? I came up with it.
No, it was your idea.
All right, so we flipped it. See, I'm number one on the podcast.
You're still hosting it. Don't worry.
We are going to talk about home and private gyms, must-have, must-buys, probably shouldn't touch, from brands to price breakdowns to some things that have gone well and gone poorly for us in our past, all the way back to my high school weight room meet directing days, where I was in charge of the after-school program and the weight room coordinator and the things I bought for the kids that eventually ended up in the barn days. And then finally, some of the first big pieces of equipment we bought when we moved in this building, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're looking to start buying stuff, if you're looking to start saving up and looking at your first plates, bars, power racks, power cage, this is the episode dedicated to you. So let's go ahead and kick this off. What would be some of the benefits to owning and having a private studio / small get-together / garage gym, which is huge, especially considering like COVID a couple years ago, really escalated that. Like, Dude, remember when I was first like shopping around for even plates? Like, dude, you couldn't get a plain pair of 45 plates fucking anywhere.
And if you could, it was way upmarked.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah, it was way more than $1 a pound. And they were beat-ass plates too.
Yeah.
And those we're talking about on Facebook and like Craigslist Market.
Right.
And they were still going for crazy money because nobody had a gym to go to. So everyone started the home gym venture. And really, I wouldn't say we started that home. I was already pushing towards that way before COVID started because I was trying to move my equipment out of the high school that I had bought and shared with the kids back when I was having the high school powerlifting team to our first barn. So some things to benefit you, especially in terms of that is obviously if you're a person that has social anxiety, if you're a person that likes to get your workouts in and out, if you're a person that likes to have the shit they like and nothing else, home gyms are for you, man. You don't have a membership, or if you flip side that, if it's in your home, you have the most expensive membership because it's like your mortgage. That's one of the things I joke about here at the cave is I literally have the most expensive gym membership of all time.
Gym.
Yeah, owning the gym. It's a money sinkhole, but damn, we're proud of it. So I would say besides for some of those benefits, I think it also, especially in my earlier days in powerlifting, really introduced me to like getting familiar with brands of equipment versus like, I see your workout at some in a commercial gym. We do drop-in gyms here when we travel versus owning my own stuff. It really exposed me to a wide variety of not only like bars, power racks, and different things that were legal in comp versus things that, every commercial gym would own and, your core pieces of equipment you'd see from like hammer strength and pre-core and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I also think it teaches you how to do more with less.
That is true, yeah. Especially if you're having that home gym and like we'll talk about one of your first big buys should be that power cage / power rack, man.
Always
Should be that. Because number one, safety, dude. You got to have, and I definitely prefer the ones with pin pipe safeties like we have.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
Like out here in
threads
the
through
big
the
room,
metal
yeah.
and then has the full pin that goes through it. Like, you can drop some shit on that and be safe.
It's not going to move.
Yeah, but of course, if you take the pins out and you squat, then that defeats the purpose, which I've seen a lot of people do as well. So make sure whatever rack and stuff you go with, you're definitely going with those pin pipe safeties, and we'll break all that down for you in just a little bit. But let's talk about shopping. Let's go shopping, bro.
Spending some money.
Or not spending some money. Yeah, or saving some money, hopefully in your case, which is why we're going to try to help you out today. So, used equipment, of course, you're looking at eBay warehouses. I've had a good luck with that.
You have.
Except for the guy who wouldn't stay an extra 5 minutes when you and me wanted to go pick up the leg extension, right?
Yeah.
We actually had to pay for shipping even though it was like 2 hours away. That sucked. So eBay warehouses of used equipment, a lot of those will specialize more in pieces, like you're talking about leg extensions, curls, chest presses, things like that. Not so much your typical powerlifting equipment where you're going to be looking more towards like the cages and combo racks, which we're kind of direct you into specific brands we've really experienced and liked and kind of did much better with. The eBay warehouses though, especially if you're looking for like older equipment, whether that's going to be stack loaded, like they actually have the plate stacks where you're moving the pin. For the gym, garage gym, especially in your own home, I would definitely go with the plate loaded.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to save a lot more money, and now you have two birds, one stone type deal, right? If you buy your plates, now your plates can go on your squat rack. They can go on your bench. They can go on your equipment, right? So a lot of the cable towers and things that we're going to talk about even have, like my Elite FTS one out there.
Yeah.
Is plate loaded, right?
loaded.
So you can literally, hey, I'm done my squat workout. I can literally bring the plates over here if I want to do some back accessories, right?
And it's probably cheaper too.
Yeah, definitely. So you're saving money if you can double up on stuff like that. Plus, when you're talking about like later down the road, like power cages, a lot of those have, especially companies have come a long way since COVID. You're looking at attachments that tie directly to the top of the tower.
Right.
Where you and me would just old school connect bands and like a push down handle, and you had a push down, which is nothing is wrong with. You can definitely get good workouts in then. Or, manifesting like pulley cables and things. Remember the old pulley cable I built it was across the barn beam that ran across the top of that.
Yeah.
And we had a plate loaded pin at the bottom. You'd put like 25s in stacks like straight down, and then you would pull it and it would just lift up slowly up and down off the floor. But as far as new equipment goes, Elite FTS, Rogue's gonna be pricey. I mean, so is Elite FTS. But you're gonna be looking for quality brands like I know a lot of people buy from Rep Fitness now
Rep
too.
Fitness is a big one.
Yeah, so Elite, Rogue, Rep. If you're looking to save some bucks, Titan is an option. Now, I will say Titan is a coin toss. It is a 50-50 shot. I've got some great products from Titan, like our reverse hyper is great. My Flatfoot X2 power racks in there, absolutely phenomenal. Huge PRs in them. They haven't tilted, shifted, nothing. 3x3 gauge steel with the big hex bolts through them.
I would say those are built like tanks.
Yeah, they're rock solid. But how many issues did I have with our deadlift platforms?
Oh, yeah,
Remember,
true.
I'm like, bro, they sent me pieces twice that couldn't make an actual rectangle that fit together. And I was like, I thought that would be one of the easiest things to not fuck up.
This looks like a trapezoid.
Yeah. It was a rhombus. It was deadlift rhombus. But so Titan is definitely an option. They do have some products that I have seen that have been really, really great, and I will recommend those when we get down to more like the bar sections. But they do have a higher percentage of fuck-ups. I've definitely sent stuff back, definitely had to have things reshipped, came with bolts missing, you name it. It's been pretty bad. As far as that thing goes, as far as shipping mishaps, I've probably had the least amount of problems from Rogue.
Okay.
Now, and of course, you know me, I'm a diehard Elite FTS. I write for Elite FTS.
Right.
I've had a couple of those come with missing bolts and stuff. But here and there, not near as frequently as like Titan or anything like that. But Rogue probably, has been the best as far as that goes, but you definitely are paying for the name.
I think they've been around the longest too, don't you think?
Yeah, in a way. Well, I think Elite's been making manufacturing equipment for just as long.
Have they really?
I think so. But Rogue's got more money. I mean, they're what's buying everybody out. Like,
everybody knows the Rogue name.
One of the funny things was when I was looking at bars and doing kind of our like go through and just double check everything today, what I texted you is when you went to looking for Kabuki, you couldn't really find anything because they sold to Rogue.
Right.
So any of the remainder of that product is on Rogue.
It's on the Rogue side.
And if it's not, it's outsourced to like third-party vendors, and they're really crazy expensive. So we'll talk about that as well. But again, if you're looking for online buys, you're looking at eBay warehouses for machines and things like that, especially plate-loaded ones. If you're looking for power racks, combos, we're going to be mainly looking at Elite, FTS, Rogue, Titan, Rep Fitness, and we'll be talking about some of the quality versus price versus what you can expect from them later in this episode. And then, of course, you have the classified ads. Facebook Marketplace is huge.
You never want to write off Facebook Marketplace because sometimes there's some gems on there.
It is. It's far between. Now, I will say you have to deal with people, which sucks.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, shit. In this last week, how many times have I told you people flaked on me this week? Like 3 different times I had flake buyers on one of the racks I'm selling right now. I'm currently selling a Elite FTS power rack with extension that has the cross beam into the plate loaded lat pull down and low pulley. Crazy good piece of equipment. We just don't use it as much because we have so many racks in here, so I'm trying to downsize a little bit. Great piece of equipment. I'm just like, again, looking to downsize. And then I have the Titan X2 with extensions and the tricep and the double dip bars and all that stuff that we're selling. Again, great piece of equipment. I've had it for years. It's just, again, we have the 2 bigger, taller racks suitable for all our gym members that I've bolted into those platforms so they don't go anywhere. It's easier access for some of the taller guys, so I'd rather keep those to kind of help my not so vertically challenged gym members because me and Carl are 5'5", 5'6".
If Nick could squat in there, anybody could squat.
Right, dude. Yeah, Nick Acree, man. Talking about what, like 6'8". Yeah, man,
maybe.
Dude, it was crazy. He's like, "Will you spot me?" I'm like, "What am I gonna do? Overhead press it? Like, I can barely touch it." But yeah, so some things to consider. So when we're looking at considerations for pieces to buy, of course, I like this list you sent me to break it down. You're gonna look at price, of course, like what's your budget like? You know, are you looking to? And a lot of places will let you do layaways, right? Yeah. Or like, what's that one app? Not Shop, it's the other one, Afterpay.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They'll break it down into 4 payments.
You're just financing it.
Yeah, financing, but they'll break it down into 4 where you pay over, like, you know, you pay a little bit every 2 weeks, and it doesn't accrue interest, which is really great. So if you're looking for something like that and you have a lot of the money saved up right then, but you're like, man, I just don't want to fork it all at once, but you have some of it put aside, that is a great way to do it.
It's a great option.
So like Afterpay, the smaller finance options are really good. You can also do the same thing with PayPal payments, right? Yep. They'll do PayPal break into 4, where it'll break it up into like 4 different payments once a month. That also works really well. I've done that for some gym equipment too when I was first starting out. So of course, price is a big thing. Space is huge.
You gotta have the space.
Space is huge. If you're in your garage or you're even in a building like us, dude, like measure your shit floor to ceiling because it matters, right? And not just floor to ceiling with the top of the equipment, but if it has a weight system, handle, or pulley, and I'm literally giving you this from experience, our Elite FTS custom, the big orange, man, we had to put it in a particular spot or we were going to have to cut out one of the tiles up in the ceiling because the monolift handle, when it would swing through, it was going to catch every time. So we had to put it where the bay door rolls up off to the side, where it has that gap for the bay door to go up so it doesn't hit anything. So make sure you measure. And actually, I think my X2, because of the barn, I got the 82 or 84 inch ones instead of the 90 something inch ones.
Oh, you had to?
So mine's like 6 inches shorter.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching Pauline squatting it, and he's like, "Why are these so short?" I was like, "They're made for me, bro.
Not you.
Not for you. They're for me." But again, great racks. But please make sure you take in space. You know, all your cubic feet you're gonna have, all your square inches, all your everything you're gonna take up, because the last thing you want to do is drop some bucks, get a rack or something that doesn't quite fit width-wise or height-wise, and then pay money to send it back after, and that shit is not cheap shipping.
Or it does fit, and you have no room for anything else.
Yeah, like, oh, well, it would be nice if you could put plates on the side because it's touching the wall on both sides. Like, please make sure you consider that. Versatility, right? And you talked a lot about this, right? Yep. If you're going to buy one singular piece of equipment, is it going to be the piece of equipment that's going to get the most bang for your buck? And that's why we recommended the power cage, because like push comes to shove, at least you could hang bands from the top of it. That'll add lat pull downs, push downs, all sorts of things like that, right? You have a rack that's stable that you can hold with one hand to do things that are hamstring or squat related to help you balance. You have a lot of different options. Actually, in the pin safeties on the one side,
right?
If you turn in, you can rest your foot on it backwards like you would a bench for Bulgarian split squats.
Oh, would you?
And well, it's a pin squat, or a pin safety, so it rolls.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. I used to do it all the time. So, like, again, one piece of equipment that's crazy flexible, right?
If you're creative enough, you could do whatever.
Oh, dude, you can do it all. You can do it all. People, when they first sign up for coaching, they're like, I just have a garage in my gym, so we're probably going to have to do, like, not that much. I'm like, dude, you're wrong. I have done it all with very, very little. And I love it because when we moved to this place, I felt so spoiled. Yeah. Because, dude, I had built and got stronger on... And that was one of my mottos. I'm like, dude, a lot of people got stronger on a lot less. Yeah. Right? Like, they didn't have everybody didn't have fancy shit. And then lead times. Lead times are important.
Lead times are very important.
Yeah, nothing sucks that says, hey, I'm going to buy this rack for my home gym and get ready for, nationals in 3 months, and then have what? Oh, well, it'll be there in 2 weeks. Oh, well, it got pushed back. It'll be there in 4 weeks. And here you are,
ends up being 3 months.
You're peak out before Nats and you still don't have your rack. So, like, lead times are super important. Quality, obviously. Quality is important. And, again, we talked about the Titan thing with forgetting bolts and all that kind of stuff. Nothing sucks when you get your own piece and you got to drill your own holes. I've done it before. It sucks. We've done it. You and me have done it before. It sucks. But, hey, it's going to cost us more to ship this back than a one-way trip for you and me to go to Tractor Supply.
Shoot, we're about to have to drill into that monolith out there.
Don't talk about it.
I
know. We have talked about it because we want to connect that top piece more securely and put an extra bolt in because it's shaking. Yeah, that'll be a day.
Yeah, that would be.
That'll be like you holding me, holding you, pushing as hard as we can.
Drill into this half-inch piece of steel.
Dude, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, customer service. And I think a lot of people don't think about that.
I was going to bring that up earlier.
Yeah. So that was one of the ones I added that I didn't see on your list. Just because I've had such great experiences with Rhonda for Elite FTS. Rhonda's been taking care of me ever since I've been ordering stuff from the kids for the weight room. 11 years ago, man. So it was crazy when I went and did my Elite FTS podcast, and I got to meet her for the first time. And I'm like, dude, you're like she's the sweetest lady. She always takes care of me. She's so awesome. Always hooks me up. And is just the politest, kindest person and gets back to you like right away. So highly recommend Elite FTS for the customer service, obviously. I can't say I've had too many positive experiences customer service from other brands.
I don't really have too many experiences at all.
You've just offhand been like, I'm like, Carl, this is dog shit.
Yeah. Hey, I think we should get this, and you work on getting it. Either it's good or it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, dude, me and Matt had huge issues with State of the Arc.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We had our customs. Yeah. That was
for
like
the combos.
Yeah, and I think customer service also includes like, if you do have shipping delays, like everyone's human, like especially if you're looking at fabricated services, right? Like they're building a custom rack for you or a set of custom racks like we had done, or a set bar. Like for example, our West Side bar is a model off of the West Side.
Right. It's not.
But I had
the GCB.
Yeah, but it was fabricated off that plan. Right. It wasn't like from the West Side website. I had that made in those dimensions, for a better price, but. That being said, like you do always take a chance because then you're working with someone where like you might have to be providing stuff up front for the raw materials. And we did that with our rolling racks for our kilo carts.
When it's not highly manufactured, I mean, that just comes with
it comes with the territory. So you kind of have to weigh those options when you think about stuff like that. But yeah, for state of the art, dude, we had a terrible time, man. And it sucks too because I absolutely adore those racks. And they're the one with the brass knuckle carriers, and they did them in black and green for us. And the chrome, they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. But the customer service and talking and negotiating and like all that was a absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And I hate to get on a podcast and shit on a brand, but like, dude, like. I straight up
well,
told
I mean,
him
when things are bad, things are bad. It's just
I straight up told him, like,
you know?
From me as a personal standpoint, as a gym owner, I'll never order from them, and I'll never order from Titan ever again.
Yeah, that might...
once you show me you couldn't get fucking rectangles right, I'm like, this is literally a rectangular platform for a deadlift. Like, if you can't get that right, like, why should I buy anything else from you?
Yeah, and I feel like if you're a company and you're selling equipment, you'd want to know if there's something bad on your side.
Yeah.
So if you just communicate to them like, hey, this wasn't a great experience. Like, I wish this was easier. I wish this worked better in this direction for both of us. Then they can probably change it off of that if they, want to work with you. And to say that, like, maybe now their customer service has gotten better, but just when you were ordering those racks, it was pretty bad.
It was. Because, I mean, it was shit. We got them, 2 weeks before the meet?
Yeah.
And we were supposed to have them 2 months before that meet. So, like, they were pushing it really close. So we were worried we were literally not going to have racks for our first Outlaw meet.
Yeah, that would have been scary.
And that sucked,
That would have been scary.
Yeah, we thought we were going to have to pack up all my combos here, put them all in trailer from the gym, do the meet, and then come down and break all of them back in the gym.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to, that would have sucked. It a lot of work.
Man.
A lot of work. Because the combos at that point in time were coming from every single room.
Right.
So it was like one was back here, one was all the way on the other side, one was on the other far corner. Like, you were getting combos from, like, if it was 5,000 square feet here before the expansion, you were getting one from every single corner of the 5,000 feet. But some of the first pieces I bought, I love when you texted me that because it kind of took me down a stroll down memory lane for the high school. I think some of the first things I bought the kids, we were worried about the floor. So I think one of the first things I bought was a deadlift platform, right? And that when I say platform, I say it was the rectangular frame, and then I picked up stall mats from Tractor Supply to do the inside of it. So I did the inside of it myself. I think I might have done wood. Mm-hmm. Like I might have done wood. I might have done the wood center, and then cut the mats for the sides. But that was one of my big things. But I'm not saying that should be everyone's first purchase, especially, right? Like, it depends on, like, where you're putting your gym equipment.
You just like deadlifting, so you're like, I got to get this first.
Well, it just made sense, too. And, I mean, the kids were preparing for meets, and so, like, we wanted to take them to the RPS meets and travel meets and stuff. So I'm like, they had to have a proper thing to deadlift. And, like, a lot of the boys got stronger quick. So, like, we were running out of room with the polyurethane bumper plates that are like this wide. Yeah. You can only fit 3 on there before you're tapping out. Right. If you had another 25 on top of that. So like at 405, you were clocked out on the bumper
had like
plates.
2 or 3 inches left of space in the bar.
Yeah, maybe. And if you could fit a collar on.
Yeah.
So I think one of my first big things I bought was I did buy a combo.
Okay.
Right? Because we were benching inside a power cage, which again, if you're training at a home gym and that's what your main goal is, like, dude, the power rack is the best buy, period.
Yeah, you can get a bench pretty cheap.
But we already had those because we had the weight room grant from the school. So I was like looking at pieces like, what can we get as close to competition standard that we don't have here? Mm-hmm. One was an actual platform and deadlift bar, and of course another one was a power rack. And I will say, I am ashamed.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure my first one was a Titan. It was fucking terrible. It was fucking terrible.
All that you just talked about. You're like, yeah, well.
Well, I did at the time. I was like, what? Maybe a half a year into my first year of teaching. Like, I didn't have a lot of money. I'm a broke ass school teacher.
You got to think in the columns of like price, quality, and availability and space. If 2 go up, one's going to go down. If you got these 2 up, this one's going to go down. Right. So you got to play into that. And if at the time you're dealing with a lower budget, obviously it's going to be something that works with you.
Plus, at the time, I was probably only benching like 315.
Sure.
And so the kids were probably only benching like $135 maybe. So it's like it wasn't enough to like fuck up a rack. You know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't like now where you've watched me benching a shirt on a Titan rack and the thing's like rattling and shit, and you're like, yo, this is gonna fall the fuck apart.
Yeah, good luck throwing 6 on there.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So, combo rack was probably my first purchase. It was a Titan as a little guy. It had like the little adjustable. I think it even had like plastic knobs for the the handles.
Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah,
you
I
could
do.
adjust things separately, though. So, I mean, it was pretty close to competition standard. And then I think my other big purchase that year was my first set of calibrated kilo plates.
Oh, that's pricey.
Yeah, it was pricey.
That's something you're not going to have in a home gym most of the time.
Yeah, and nor do you need at a home gym.
No, not at all.
Right? Like, I understand, like, if you want to be bougie, like, that's a cool thing to have. But again, the reason I bought them is we were running out of room for the polyurethane, and they had that for everything.
Right.
They were like U-Maxes and then the other thicker ones. So, like, even the ones that were smaller were still big. We're still big. So, it's like, this was our first set of, like, real plates that actually fit to a bar. So, I think my first set was Rogue.
Was it right?
It was my first set of calibrated plates was a full set from Rogue.
Now, what's in a full set? Is that like 4 reds and then all the plates after?
I think it goes by kilos, which is a full set. So I think if you get a full set, I want to say it's 5 pairs of reds.
Okay.
5 pairs of reds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at this set over
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I don't know if that's a full set.
There's 5 there.
Is there? I think those are extra. I think we got extra 25. So I think it is 5. I don't think it's 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
So a full set of kilos when you're buying that, you're getting a decent amount of weight. That's more weight than most people are going to be using.
Especially if you're starting out lifting or like you're in your first year or so or powerlifting
Someone
or
said
two.
that's overkill.
Yeah, you'll definitely have enough. No doubt about that. Now, I definitely didn't buy bougie like comp standard collars till later where they had 2.5 kilo collars.
Yeah.
I waited a while on those. Nor do you need to ever buy those. Like, you're not going to be able to tell. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. But that was definitely my first buy for that. But I want to say my first big buy for the barn that was like really like
a sizable purchase.
Yeah.
Like a lot of money or
No, I wouldn't say a sizable purchase money-wise. We've got a sweet-ass deal on it. But size-wise, took up space was the old white monolift.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, the old white monolift, dude. So James had sold me, James Mack, my good friend that I would say still lifts. Lifts occasionally. Really close friend of mine. My wife works with him. At the time, we were training for Nats.
USPA Nats.
Yeah, USPA Nats. But we went, and he was like, hey, I met this guy while I was on the job. He's got like 100 different side hustles. You know James. So he met a guy doing like, I don't know if he was doing appliances for him. He was doing some kind of odd job for him. But he ended up finding like this other almost like barn type deal where this guy was like coaching kids and had a program and like all this stuff. So he was selling one of these monos, and we rolled up in his dad's old work van, the real tall one. So like you could fit pretty tall shit in there.
Yeah. Like a sprinter.
Exactly. And I think we bought that mono for $500.
No shit.
Yeah.
$500.
Now the handle stuck. Like it took a lot of extra love to get cleaned up.
Didn't the jack not work on it either for a
Yeah,
while?
I had to replace the jack.
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, I had to drill holes in the bottom of the 6, it was a 6 or 8 ton jack.
Right.
And
it was an 8, I think.
Yeah, it took me eternity, dude. I remember just sitting there sweating, pushing this drill.
There's what we're talking about, like the 3 bars. You know, the quality was like super low, but so was the price. So like you got what you wanted, you know, for what you needed.
Yeah, it's like buying a house. It's a fixer up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fixer up.
Just take some elbow grease and some love and care.
So yeah, we bought the white mono, and God, we had that for how many years, dude?
Up
7?
until like the second year where you had it
so
here.
we probably had that for 5 or 6 years, and now it's at John Gaglione's spot because he bought it from me.
Yeah.
But dude, it
got to
it got to the point where it needed a new welded piece for it for the one handle and the lock. So we put. Remember, I put those big lag bolts through it, so you couldn't operate the mono.
You took the mono out of the monolift.
We literally used it as more of a like all of us could work out together on all our different height settings.
Yeah.
Without changing,
But you're walking it out.
Changing Jacobs. But yeah, everyone's walking it out. I didn't start doing a mono really till maybe like 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Damn. It's only 25. I've only been not walking out for 3 years. It feels like I've been not walking out for way longer than that. Now you ask me to walk out like 4:05. I'm like, dude, this is dumb.
This is scary.
Why do people walk stuff out? This is dumb. It's hard to imagine like I was walking out like almost double that.
You were walking out close to, it's like, what was it, 7:30 was your top for your
750.
750. So you're walking out 7+.
Yeah,
Under 200 pounds.
Yeah, 198. I'm fucking riding the rodeo the whole time. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, so that was our first sizable purchase as far as like big things go. Now, if we're gonna talk monos, I gotta plug my man Dave.
You do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, who owns Invictus Power. Those are the black and red monos. I have a black and chrome one, and I have a red and black one. You see in all me and Carl's videos.
That's also the one we use for the meats mainly.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely love them. They break down easy. They can easily go in and out from meat to meat in a trailer.
Yep.
They're all operated on, what would you call those, latch pins?
Yeah.
Yeah, latch pins. So they pop right out. You'll pull them out. They pop right back in. They're super safe. We've had zero issues with anything on these. And they come with stability legs if you want to put extra weight on the sides. So we do because of the band pegs.
Yep.
So that way it doesn't tilt or anything. But we've had nonstop success with him. So if you're looking for a monolift, and his prices are great, dude. Not only are his prices great, he will actually drive it out to you. Mm-hmm. Remember, where did he come from?
I wasn't here for that. I didn't.
It was like, dude, it was like a 16-hour trip. And I was like, are you sure, man? He's like, me and my wife love sightseeing. We're going to go to D.C.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, yeah, I mean, well, D.C.'s like,
more power to you.
Yeah, on the way here. So he drove it off, dropped it off, set it up for me in our gym and showed me how to use it. And then I loved it so much that next year I bought one of the warm-ups out of the American Pro 2.
Yeah.
I bought that and I brought it home with us. I brought that and a bench home with us from him. Yeah, love him to death, man. Great guy. He is the vice president of the SPF.
That's right.
And super great guy. So shout out to him, man. Great guy. Does a lot for the sport. Has competed a long time and makes super quality equipment. Always on Facebook Marketplace too. He does a lot of selling the monos on Facebook, but he also makes power racks and a bunch of other stuff.
I will say on the point of those monoliths being like easy to use and like high quality. When we opened up the other side of the gym and we had to move the black and chrome monolift out there
that's
the
right.
day before the meet, I had that thing. It was like me and like 3 or 4 other guys, but we had it apart and put back together 2 rooms away within like 35 minutes. Like it was very
fast. It was fast.
It's super easy to disassemble and reassemble and everything.
And you gotta think that was only like your second time, maybe first or second time disassembling and setting up one. So like, it doesn't get easier than that, man.
Doesn't.
I mean, you gotta think as an experienced team, if we were taking those meet to meet,
like
it'd be like 15-minute breakdowns.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Definitely a good thing to consider if you're looking for monoliths. And of course, you can't beat Elite FTS. They are going to be a lot more pricey, but dear Lord,
you're paying for a good reason.
You're paying for a good reason, and spec-wise, height-wise, they're by far the biggest.
Yeah, they're big.
They're big. They're very
huge.
And they're built like tanks. And most everything you get from Elite FTS, you're not just paying for the name. Like, you're paying for high-quality stuff. The steel is dense. It is welded correctly. And she be thick. Like, they are heavy. Like, our combos, I have 2 Elite FTS custom combos. And, dude, moving those things sucks. like you can usually go, like, with my state-of-the-art ones, you've seen me. I'll take the bench out, grab one side with me in the middle, and I'll just straight up strongman carrying that thing across a parking lot.
I would say the Elite ones maybe weigh like 60 pounds more.
I cannot do that with the Elite. Then they're clunkier too, man.
Yeah.
They are tanks.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably the only combo rack when I was still walking stuff out where you would pick and walk, and it felt like that combo was not moving. You know what I mean? Like, even without a floor stop,
right,
like drilled into the platform itself. That one definitely holds its own for sure. They are heavy.
So talking about combos and monoliths, I think we're stretching a little bit out of like the regular home gym setup.
I agree.
Those are a bit pricey for all of them. What do you think combos are running nowadays? Or what brands would charge the most for combos?
Okay, so I did some research before we got here, and I kind of did a little price breakdown. Apparently, me and Carl picked like the worst time to do this podcast episode ever. I don't know if it's like back to school. Dude, I don't do back to school combo deals, but like every website we looked at today had like
some deal going on.
So I was like, man, I don't want to give people like prices that are super skewed. So The Texas one, the TSS ones, Texas Strength System, if you're not familiar, you should be familiar. They sit right around $2,500 to $2,600. So you're looking at $2,600, probably plus shipping.
Right.
But that was very similar to what I paid for my. Remember, I had a blue and white one and a black and red one.
Yes.
At the old cave.
Yes, I do remember.
No,
that.
it was red and gray.
Was it red and gray?
Red,
I know the
red
blue and
gray.
white one.
Yeah. So that was about what I paid for those. You know what I mean? So that was still on par. So that price looked good. I do like the TSS racks. They are kind of like you're right in the middle. Like they work very well. They're not too heavy. You're not getting anything extra fancy with them or anything like that, but they're right in the middle. I know they redid the pads a couple years ago, and they seem to be a lot better as far as sticking versus like remember like Bobby's old. No, that was
the ER.
That was ER, which I
Rex.
saw in here too. Now, I wanted to add this because Hansu, we've bought our calibrated chrome plates from Hansu that we use for competitions here, but they've become a huge brand, and now they're also IPF approved, and they've been so for a while. But of course, they've come out with their own power bars that are approved for IPF. They come out with their own combo racks. So this was one of the ones that was really cut with price. It says normally $3,500, but they're running a sale right now for $1,500. And
So if you're looking for one,
yeah, and I think it was some kind of anniversary sale. Like I don't know if they've been approved for so long or something like that. Forgive me, I'm not 100% sure on that. But like they're having a good deal right now. The Elite FTS ones, the custom combos I have, they pretty much stay around 36.
right?
And those are the ones we were specifically
beefy
referring
ones.
to as tanks. Even the pins, the height pins and the safety pins are even thicker than normal ones.
Yeah,
so like,
they're, I would say like almost double as twice as thick.
Like you couldn't just be like, oops, we lost one. Let's put a TSS pin in that. Like
No.
it is a huge difference. Yeah. So the Elite FTS ones are absolutely built like tanks. They're around 36. Now they do have a little more lip at the top of them.
They do.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that when you.
Are you talking about the J hooks and?
Yeah, it's got a little more.
Yeah.
So I noticed even when we did competitions with them, people would pick them and pick their squat rack height.
Right.
And then after they took their opener, they would almost always drop it by one. Because they weren't used to the lip or didn't account for the lip. They would just pick it in the rack and not walk it out. So then they were unaware of like, hey, once I get some bar sag on there, pick up some weight, I might be getting pretty close to touching the lip.
Well, you know what changes that? Meat experience. You know.
I don't know what you're talking about, Carl. I've never recommended people get more experience before they do more meets.
Let's look back at some prior episodes. I think we've talked about it a little bit.
The ER combos, probably my least favorite.
I don't have too much experience with them, but the experience I do, I was not a fan.
Yeah, the pads are a lot slicker, I would say, than like State of the Art or Texas. We used one in our last one. Not your RPS one.
No.
The one we did single ply together was absolutely terrifying because you would try to wedge in with your shoulders and get situated to your bench shirt, and you would keep sliding.
You're slipping and sliding all around.
It was not, and they're very thin.
Yeah, I would say they're a lot thinner than most of the
Like
benches
I think the Texas strength systems feel a little bit bigger than those, but not by much. So these are even smaller. The ERs are even smaller than Texas ones. I feel when I lie down, I'm like, I feel like it's small. Like,
and
it feels tiny.
Some people might have a perfectly fine time on those and think we're just being a bunch of pussies, but I don't know. That's just our experience with it, and that's
Hey man,
that's what we like.
we're just here to shoot the shit and keep it real. So
Yeah,
like,
that's,
if we're
that's
gonna,
what we like. That's our opinion on the equipment that we've used.
Yeah. So I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, like I'm gonna be real with you. And then finally we looked at the Rogue, and I've actually been. I don't own one, but I've been on the Rogue website and stuff, and it's been a couple different times where we have. Traveling to different gyms and did drop-in passes, and I've used the Rogue ones, and they are very similar as far as like build-wise to the Elite FTS, as far as heaviness and thickness of it.
Gotcha.
Now, one thing I didn't like, and I might be wrong, but thinking about this, I almost always felt like they had a thicker pad, like not just like it was denser, like you stuck to it better,
Like the
but like it
actual
felt like
pad
a
was-
fat pad. So like when I was benching on it, and then I'd switch back to like a Texas, like at our gym, I was like, man, this felt really tiny comparatively. Now I don't know, I didn't bust out a ruler or a measuring tape while I was there, but like legal limit wise, I'm not 100% sure on the width specifications for that.
Right, yeah.
So that being said, and this kind of leads to a good point, if you are gonna get that power cage or power rack for your your garage and you want to buy a flat bench, right, to go in there so you can do your bench press, obviously, right?
Exactly.
Make sure you get a pad that has closer to comp specifications,
Has
right?
some resemblance.
Yeah, because you don't want to get used to benching on a little like coffin pad or a fat pad because you thought it was cool and comfortable.
I mean, they are cool.
They are cool. Yeah, they are cool. But then, because I mean, I have a fat pad in there where you and me do accessories. But like, could you imagine like taking your top sets of bench like in a power rack on that and being like, it's like benching on a sofa, and then you get on a Texas, you're like, this is like laying on a singular piece of cardboard.
I'm on a park bench.
Yeah. It's so. I think you do yourself a disservice if you kind of get used to something like that and don't take the accountability for, hey, even though I'm looking for good deals, even though I want to make this like my personal thing for my own gym, like if powerlifting is why you're doing it, you should still be as specific as possible within reason.
So when you're looking for this home gym equipment and you are training for powerlifting, you are a powerlifter, are there any other specified equipment that you want to get the most bang for your buck?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe bars or something like that.
Right.
What bars would you want to get?
So we actually made a bar comparison chart. We did the normal bars, aka quote unquote normal. It'll be unnormal for some feds, but I figured we'd talk about pretty much all of them. And then we made a kind of the list of the top 3 auxiliary bars we would use. And I think the only thing I didn't put in here that I would probably recommend, but it's kind of venturing into more fancy town, which would be like a Swiss or American.
I had a Swiss on my list.
Swiss or American football bar
Yeah.
or American grip, something like that.
Yeah.
Like where the grips are staggered and things like that. But usually people don't really.
No, you're getting into some weeds there.
Now you're looking at like, hey, I have all my other stuff. What's a cool Christmas present?
Right.
Now you're looking at like extra stuff. So comparisons in price. So we're gonna look for. Of course, the one bar that's going to have the most carryover into all your lifts, and that's going to, of course, be a normal 20 kilogram, 45 pound power bar.
Power bar, yep.
Right? So, Ohio, depending on the finish. Now, that's something to talk about, too.
Yeah, go ahead, because I wasn't too certain on that.
Yeah, so finishes basing on, like, is it bare steel? Is it oxide? Is it Cerakote, where they do the pretty cool colors? You know what I mean? Like, and they're not allowed to Cerakote bars in competition. Mm-hmm. So like you can't have I remember they specifically banned them. You can't have like a pretty purple bar, or like I know Rogue did the camouflage ones, which were fucking cool. Mm-hmm. But like you can't if you're a meat director, like you're not allowed.
You're not using those bars anymore. So
you have to be like it has to be like black oxide or bare steel or things like that. Or zinc coated. Zinc coating is pretty popular, especially like our way because of the humidity in our area.
Right, yeah, definitely keeps the bar.
That was one of the first things I checked when I bought like Kabuki was like, hey, I'm going to pay all this money for this bar. What's the coating that's going to help me keep this bar in the best condition
for the longest,
with the humidity and me sweat my ass on it all the time.
Right.
So those Rogue Ohio power bars are usually ranging from about 275 to 300, and then can span up into like the 350s depending on how fancy of the finish and coat you're going on the bar.
And you can use those bars for everything.
Right, exactly. It's a straight up power bar. That's good for squat, bench, and deadlift, and of course, like barbell rows, anything else you want to do that. If you have a landmine, you can do.
Throw it in the corner.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff like that. So, again, small attachments to add to just a normal power bar can really make a big difference in a home gym, right? It's really easy. Most racks, you can buy like a landmine attachment for not that much. Like, remember the one I used to have? It bolted into the front of the rack, and you could just slide the peg in there, and it would stay for you. You can do do bent over rows.
I forget who makes it. Somebody makes a sleeve where you just put the end of the bar over top of it, and it's like a ball that just sits. And you can just set up, wherever.
And it kind of like just swivels, right?
It just moves around that rubber ball.
Right. And then of course the brands we use here. Now I have Ohio's here. I'm a bar whore. I have like
you have a lot of bars.
Well, I've collected a lot of shit over the years, and I've also been with other companies. So you know what I mean, like, because I was with Texas for 2 years, I was Kabuki for like a year and a half. Like I've done a bunch of different companies that I've both been an athlete and part of. So Texas, they range about 290 to 300, and again can go up from there. Based on your coating and what you're doing with it. And then I even checked Hansu just because, again, they're starting to become very, very popular. Not just, the plates were always popular, but now they're starting to really push like other stuff, and especially now that we have IPF approved things. And they were actually only $240. Now, I don't know how much that's going to rise based on where it is with shipping and stuff like that, but like price point, they were the lowest. Now, me personally, I haven't experienced, like I haven't benched on Honsu or anything like that. But me and Carl both have used a lot of the Ohios in Texas here.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to put the price down for this one because I suck, even though it's my favorite bar. The Elite FTS Iron Cowboy.
Okay.
The one with the real sharp knurling.
Yeah.
If you want to touch a cheese grater and you're into that shit, which I totally am, that's my favorite bar. It is, dude. It's such a great bar. Like you can physically touch it and like you don't have to show me the logo. I can close my eyes and just be like, oh yeah, I know it's you. like I do. It just feels different. I love the way it feels on bench. It feels like it's not going to go anywhere. So all those you're looking at about ranging from $250 to around
$300.
$300, maybe to $350, depending on how fancy you want to get. But if you're looking to save money, base bare steel, if you can control the humidity and stuff, is a great option. Now I wanted to throw these in here too, just because this is an option.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Texas bench bars, they were one of the ones on sale right now.
Right.
So that's why I was like, do I really want to push that? Because like I don't want somebody going there and be like, dude, these are like fucking $500. But the Texas bench bars are 55 pounds and made for higher tensile strength, so equipped benchers and things like that. They were on sale for $300, but I think they were normally around $400, right? Which is a really good price point considering the F8 bars that Sportcraft makes.
Yeah.
Sportcraft makes the F8 boards. Like Sportcraft is the brand. F8 houses it.
They're the manufacturer.
Yeah, because I think Sportscraft's across the water.
I don't know.
They are.
I couldn't speak on that.
Yeah, Sportcraft is across the water. Because I remember, because I talked to them about monoliths. I remember I ended up not pulling the trigger on it.
Yes.
Because of all that shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like literally about to send them money, and then like it was real sketch, and I was like, fuck that. So I have always dealt with Rob and Tiff for F8 because they're a U.S. distributor, right? Like I always talk to them directly. So we do have one of the F8 bench bars, my red and black one.
Love
and
that thing.
absolutely love it.
It's one of my
It's
favorites.
slightly thicker. It makes equipped benching like amazing. The collars are longer. The sleeves are longer. Like it's a beautiful bar. It is $700.
Everything feels so sturdy.
But it, like if you're like, hey, I want a high quality bar. Like this is what I do. And we had a bunch of equipped, benchers here, including me. Like I was like, this is what I want to do, especially for my guys at the gym. So I made some deals with Rob and Tiff, and that's what we got. So highly recommended, and the color contrasts are super cool.
It's so cool.
Have you seen the Magnum one that's like
the
black
gold.
and gold?
Yeah.
It's super dope. I've seen one that was blue and gold.
I saw one that was purple. I like that.
Yeah. So they definitely make some sweet bars. Again, those are going to be bigger, like 55 pounds.
Yep.
Instead of your traditional 45-pound bar.
I think the Magnum one you're talking about was like a 30 kilo.
Yeah, I think so too.
That was like the big one.
Yeah, that was the one Jimmy Kolb endorses, right?
Yeah,
Craig,
yeah.
that's like his bar.
He's
like,
the only one that needs that bar.
It's
No
like
one else needs that
it's
bar.
like it's like a signature bar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I would also say you probably only be able to find this on a Facebook Market post, or if you had a friend hook you up. The Bulldog bench bars. These RPS that are 50 pounds.
The 50-pound one.
Very hard. I would say they're a lot harder to find outright.
I enjoyed using that one last time.
I like it a lot. It's just hard to
find. If you can find one, that's a great bar to get.
Yeah, but if we're specifically talking about manufacturers that you could easily find out right now for a bench bar, specifically it would be F8 or Texas bench. So let's move on to squat bars. Squat bars, you're looking at your 25 kgs. So this is feds that are not all power bar based, obviously. Because if you're in a fed that just uses a power bar, bro, you got it made, dog.
You got one bar. And
just
then
get
you're
a really
good.
nice power bar and you're super set. Yeah. So the squat bars, again, 25 kgs, 55 pound. The Rogue one is 450.
Just Rogue is always going to be a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Texas was 380. I was super surprised.
I am too.
I was surprised. And then you had the price points there, but then I also checked out the higher quality when we get to the Thickums, right? Again, another bar you'd probably have. It'd be really cool to have if you're a collector. I would love to have one. But again, very hard to find. Iron Wolf.
The Iron Wolf bar.
Yeah, they use for RPS. Very hard to find, and those are 60 pounds.
Yes, 60.
Well, no, 65.
No, 65.
Yeah, 30 kg,
30
65.
kilos, 65, 66, whatever you call it.
But Texas makes a monster squat bar that's 30 kgs that goes for about $500, and F8 has a monster squat bar, and that goes about for $775.
Okay.
So, Now we have the F8 one here.
We do.
We do, and she be thick. You talon grip, right?
I do.
Yeah, you and me both talon grip our squats. It's a little difficult to get and I have small hands, so it's like a little talon grip is pretty hard on that.
Yeah, I only go pinkies under. I don't go both.
Yeah, I go. It's been so long since I squatted.
You forgot.
Dude, I don't even know.
How'd you forget?
I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even think I can squat. Are we squatting tomorrow? I don't want to now.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to squat anymore. Shit, I'm scared. You show me up. So again, Rogue 450, Texas 380, and that's for a normal 25 kg, 55 pound squat bar versus your bigger, thicker boys for equip lifting. You have your Texas 30 kg for 500 or your F8 monster squat for 775. I do very much again enjoy our F8.
Yeah.
Again, I know I've talked to Rob and Tiffin, probably been dealing with them for like 2 years now, and great customer service, good people, always giving back to the sport, do a lot for both equipped and raw lifting, and of course, manufacturing suits, altering people's gear. Like, they're great people, they're very kind. So if I got some extra money to throw for a bar, I'm going to throw it at them.
Yep. Now, if you wanted to, these equip numbers, they get kind of, up there. If you want to take your 6, 7, 800 pound benches on a power bar, or like your,
yeah, exactly.
8, 9,
yeah,
a grand on a power bar, that's up to you. That's totally fine. That's your decision. I won't be doing that. I don't want to do that.
That's because you're spoiled.
Well, yes, very. I'm aware. I'm very aware. But that's, you can. I don't recommend it. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you got a squat bar and then you're like, well, I'm also going to bench on this, like, I think that would be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I've benched at a squat bar for openers when I was at another gym.
Yeah, sure.
Knowing that I was going to take a bench bar at, like, the meet in 2 weeks. So, like, and then finally, our 20 kg deadlift bars. Again, these are going to be all bars that have bar whip to them. That's not a standard power bar like your IPF and Powerlifting America associations. These are going to be ones that are in feds with whips. Rogue deadlift bar, you're looking at 375. Texas deadlift bar, you're looking at 400. Kabuki is no longer made, but if you do find ones, they're probably crazy expensive because they're hard to find because Rogue bought them out.
Yeah.
I think I did find one website that was still selling them, and it was going for like $700.
I was gonna say, if you have a Kabuki, I would hold on to that thing because they are probably gonna go up in price.
Well, we have two here. I have one, and Mike has one, and we
Yeah.
both keep them here. And then the Sportcraft one, which I'm a huge fan of.
That's right.
And that's Jess's favorite bar.
Yeah,
It's the
I
one
do
I put
like
the
that.
skull sticker
I do
on.
love that bar.
That one's about $395. So all the 20 kg deadlift bars, you're looking at around $400.
You're gonna spend $400.
Yeah, about $400, which isn't like too bad if you want like a deadlift bar. And I think if you were gonna buy another bar, that's very important to have because it does feel different. Right. Being able to practice taking the whip out of a bar that's gonna bend more when you apply that tension in the bottom and wedge in.
So say you're one in a home gym and you're a powerlifter and you want to get all these specified equipment. You have yourself a combo rack. You have yourself all three of the bars you want. You have a Texas bar, you have a squat bar, and a deadlift bar. You're probably going to be spending what, $5,000, maybe more?
Yeah, I'd probably say a safe ballpark is like $5,000.
That's including shipping and everything like that.
Right. So because I wrote down the things you really need is going to be a power rack or cage, bars and plates, or a bar and plates, right? And then I said buy an incline bench without the foot or angle locks. You know how
Okay.
our one in there has the thing that like kind of
Yes.
you wrap your angles through? You would want one without that.
Right.
But if you got an incline, then you could train incline dumbbell and stuff like that. You know what I
anything
mean?
like that.
Seal
Yeah.
row, stuff like that. So like you could also bench on it like normal, but it would also serve multi-function. So I tried to think really multi-function right here.
Okay. No, I understand that.
Now, some people don't like that. You just got to check the bench and make sure it's not one of the ones that has that little gap.
Yeah.
Because then your ass gets stuck in the crack. and then you're like, man, my bench is so good. I don't slide anywhere. Yeah, it's because your butt's been stuck in a hole the whole time.
Especially if you're a taller lifter, then your knees are going to be like up towards your chest.
True. But yeah, those are definitely my top 3 recommendations as far as like if you're doing just the home gym. It's going to be a really nice power racking cage, preferably with pin safeties.
Right.
Usually those also come with multiple like pull-up bars or cross beams with the top.
Some sort of cross beam.
Something you can hang, cable or
a band
or something to do other workouts with. One of these bars, well, not one of these bars. Get a power bar, so you can at least do all 3 if you get a power bar, and then some plates. I would probably look for the plates on Facebook Market or Craigslist, like some classified ads, and then The incline bench that goes both ways and is adjustable. I think ours is from Rep Fitness, but I think they make ones without the foot locks, and I really like ours. They're very comfortable. So yeah, an incline bench, so that way you can do both your normal bench practices and also have it be able to angle it for accessory movements.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now let's look at these, because how do we save this for last? These are our favorite bars.
I know.
I don't even fuck with the normal
specialty
bars.
variation bars.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got?
SSB, right? So safety squat bar, the old rocket ship jetpack everybody loves.
Blast off.
Titan 505. It's going for $505. I'm not sure if the handles remove on that.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
I don't
either.
think they do at all.
Elite FTS is going for $380. Those handles do come off. You can unscrew them. So if you unscrew them, you can do things like JM press with them as well.
Bring that point up
which,
as well.
yeah, we really enjoy doing. Also, especially to push Elite FTS, they usually always have a sale on an SSB because it is one of their best-selling products. I swear, it's like every other month there's like, you get an email ad for an SSB, which is great because like if you're going to buy an aux bar, that would be the first one I would buy.
You think so?
For most versatility, because then you're looking at things like your auxiliary squats. Like I'm thinking about all my Bulgarian stuff I do with it, the Hatfields.
I don't know.
What would you buy?
If I was going to go buy one
auxiliary bar,
probably be a cambered bar.
But you can only squat on it. Well, you can do good mornings.
You can bench with that. It's not recommended, but you can.
Yeah, but how many 25s are you going to have stacked on each side that's not going to make the 45 touch the floor?
It's a good point.
Yeah, big brain moves, bro. See, don't listen to Carl. He'd have you buying the camera.
But
then you're like, I can't bench all the way.
Okay, but then when you're squatting, obviously it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
You're not going to win this argument.
But you can it also resembles mostly to a straight bar in that aspect too. So if you want to have some specificity like that, where it's close to a straight bar, but it's also not a straight bar.
Yeah, then just go straight bar. It's a garage gym.
But okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna win this. I'm not gonna win this.
All right, the Mars bar is $750, which is another sort of SSB bar. It kind of has more of a backpack feel to it and sits lower in the center point of gravity on your back. Mm-hmm. Like it sits deep below your delts versus like the SSB is up higher.
Yeah.
And then the Kabuki Transformer, I think Rogue still does sell those.
They do.
They're $795.
They're pricey, but they're good.
I have had the privilege of squatting on all these. I absolutely adore the Elite FTS SSB, the old school standby classic, because of its versatility. The handles remove. I actually had to use a bunch of my points and that I got from writing articles and stuff for Elite FTS for the sponsorship, and buy a Mars bar. Mm-hmm. Which is now my favorite.
Now, why did you buy the Mars bar?
I had a SSB where it would sit on this point on my back or it would pressure a nerve. Mm-hmm. And I got to the point where I couldn't even do just the bar without having pain. So when I talked to my PT, she's like, it's pressuring like right on something you like just can't handle. Is there a bar like this that sits lower? And I was like, yeah, I've actually heard of one. I should check it out. And I talked to the guy who owned Mars Bar. He sent me a free t-shirt, and then we tried out the bar and I bought one.
So there you go. If you're having that specific issue and you're like, I don't know what to do, Mars Bar.
Mars Bar is different too. When you're near the bottom,
yeah,
it changes angles.
It does.
It feels weird. It's definitely different than the SSB. It does still provide. Yeah, I love it. It still does provide that relief for like elbow and shoulder.
Sure, definitely.
Carl's favorite bar, camber bar. We have a Titan rackable, and that's $380. That's Jess's favorite camber bar. Yep. That fits in most standard power racks. So if you're looking at one for a home gym, and it's actually welded one piece, it's very well made.
Yeah.
That was my first camber bar, and I really liked it. The GCB West Side ones that you mentioned earlier are $700, mm-hmm. and then I got ours from State of the Art fabricated off that plan for $500. So because it's a singular weld in kind of like an awkward shape, you could usually probably talk to a welder or fabricator in the area if you wanted to have one of those made.
Yeah, they're not hard to,
Yeah, I don't think they're
have
like
the dimensions. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, and then finally, Buffalo bar, what have you bar, some sort of bow type bar.
Just
bow
bar.
Duffalo, if you can find them, they go for around $620. I think they do still sell on Rogue. A Titan Yukon. Now, these used to be only like $200, $250. Now they're up to $370. Now, I will say, I bought one of these for the kids, like our third year, It does stand up really well to some big squats. I've squat 700 pounds this bar. It has
It's
zero bar
still
bend.
around. We're still
Yeah,
squatting with that.
yeah, it's still a very nice bar. And I will say, tighten on the Yukon bar, not the other one. They have another one that has like an arc in it that's really severe and it's wobbly as shit. But the Yukon itself, it's all black.
Oh, I know
that
what
one.
you're
Yeah,
talking
you know,
about.
I've
Yeah,
seen it
yeah,
at
yeah.
like Pure Fitness or something.
have
It's
seen
dog
that
shit. And then Rogue makes one too that I've seen that's super flimsy, but apparently there's a new one like a S3 that's supposed to be a lot better.
Okay.
But again, if you're going for a bow type bar, I've always stuck with the Duffalo. I really like I 100% stand behind my investment in the Duffalo. We use the shit out of that bar. I never
Yeah.
have any issues with it. And we still use my OG one, and I've had that for what, 7 years?
And you can bench with it. So
You can bench with it. You can bench with it. Yeah, Carl's after all this stuff, so you can bench with that. But great bar there too. So I think we covered everything.
I think so too.
So again, you're looking for a power rack and cage with pin safeties, a bar plus your weights. You should probably outsource. Incline bench without those foot locks, you can get some more stuff in. A set of bands, which you can buy on Elite or Serious Steel with a bunch of packs. So
Yep.
like you can set up your accessories and add handles there too. All that stuff is going to get you kicked off for a great home gym workout right away.
Yeah. I'd say if you're an equipped guy and you're by yourself in a garage, a power rack with some bands, just a power bar and an SSB and you're set.
Yeah, well, and hopefully someone to help you.
Yeah, but if you're by yourself, like, you only do what you got to do.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we are running out of time. I was surprised this episode filled this long. I thought it'd be a lot quicker, but
I know.
we
I had the
continually
same
surprise
feeling.
ourselves. But you got any closing remarks?
No, that was everything. That
All
was
right,
good.
sweet,
That was great.
man. Well, we hope you liked this episode. You listened to find out some info on what to buy for your home gym. If you have any questions, feel free to message me and Carl on Instagram. We'd love to help you guys out. If you're like, hey, I've been looking at this bar, do you have an experience with it? I'd love to help you out. So please just shoot us a message, ask us questions, drop a comment, something like that, so we can help you out and know what to put on the next podcast. With that being said, man, this is episode 7, and we're on
7.
bye week next week.
That's right.
All
Catch
right.
you guys in 2 weeks.
With love and grumpy paws, we're out.
See ya.